Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing amazing today. In this video, we're diving into the latest updates about Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos. You don't want to miss this, so make sure to stay tuned till the end. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. The studio lights of Live with Kelly and Mark always glow the same soft gold in the early mornings, but on this particular day, Kelly Ripa felt them differently, heavier, almost intrusive. They pressed down on her shoulders with the weight of truths she had been carrying for far too long. The audience chattered, the crew bustled, and the countdown clock blinked its usual rhythm. Yet behind the familiar energy of the show, Kelly's thoughts drifted to the quiet apartment she and Mark had left only an hour earlier, a place that had become, over recent weeks, less of a home and more of a sanctuary for whispered fears. Mark Consuelos, her partner in life and on screen, had been fighting a private health battle that very few knew about. It wasn't dramatic in the Hollywood sense. No flashing cameras, no tabloids, no frantic hospital scenes. Instead, it was the slow, unsettling uncertainty that creeps into daily life like a shadow growing longer each day. A fatigue that stole his spark, a pain he dismissed, a diagnosis still being shaped by tests and specialists. For weeks, Kelly had watched him soldier through it, his smile still warm, his jokes still quick, but his eyes gave him away. And today, she felt the weight of it more than ever. During the first commercial break, Kelly glanced toward the corner of the stage where Mark usually stood reviewing cue cards or playfully bickering with producers. Instead, he sat quietly in his chair, fingers pressed against his temple as though steadying himself. "You okay?" she whispered, sliding beside him. He looked up and offered a small, rehearsed smile. "Yeah, just a long morning." But Kelly knew, she always knew. She squeezed his hand, feeling the coolness of his skin. Another reminder, another sign. The show ended with applause, and the studio soon emptied. The brightness of television was replaced by the soft hum of backstage equipment. Kelly usually felt a sense of accomplishment after each taping. Today, she felt only ache. "Let's head home," Mark said softly, gathering his things. "Mark," her voice trembled. He paused, watching her with that same gentle patience he had shown her since the day they met. "Kel, we're okay, we're handling it. But you're keeping it all inside," she whispered. "You're trying to protect everyone, and it's breaking me." Mark stepped closer, tucking a strand of her hair behind her ear. "I just don't want the world in our business while I'm still trying to understand what's happening with my own body." "I know," she breathed, "but I'm scared, and hiding it is making it harder." He pulled her into his chest. "We'll figure it out, one step at a time." But Kelly felt the cracks widening inside her. The love was steady, but the uncertainty was relentless. Later that night, the city lights flickered through the windows of their apartment. Mark had finally drifted off to sleep, his breathing shallow but peaceful. Kelly sat across the room watching him, her heart twisting in a way she never expected. The man who had stood beside her through decades of chaos, joy, heartbreaks, triumphs, children, careers, and every unpredictable twist of life, now lay in bed fighting a quiet, invisible battle. Her phone buzzed. A message from her friend. "You've seemed off lately. Everything okay?" Kelly stared at the screen. Her fingers hovered above the keyboard. And then suddenly, the wall inside her cracked open. Before she knew it, she was typing. Not a rehearsed response, not a polished hosting-style explanation, but raw truth. "I'm scared. Mark isn't well, and I don't know what tomorrow looks like." She hit send and immediately felt tears burning behind her eyes. They blurred her vision until all she could see was the silhouette of Mark's sleeping form. For weeks, she had been strong. For weeks, she had tucked away the worry, wrapped it in humor and busy schedules and the endless rhythm of television life. Tonight, her strength finally surrendered. And the confession came softly, trembling through the quiet apartment. "Please be okay," she whispered into the dim room. "I don't know how to do life without you." The words surprised even her, but they were true. Mark wasn't just her husband. He was her anchor, her laughter, her co-star in every sense of the word. The idea of losing any part of him felt like trying to imagine the world without sunlight. She walked to the bed, slipped beside him, and rested her forehead against his shoulder. Mark stirred, half awake. "Kel," he murmured. "Yeah," she whispered. "You're shaking." "I know." He turned slowly, his arms coming around her. "Hey, Talk to me." And so she did. For the first time since the symptoms began, Kelly let the dam break. She told him about her fear, about the nights she lay awake pretending not to hear him struggle to breathe deeply, about the moments on set when she had to force smiles while imagining worst-case scenarios, about feeling powerless while trying to be strong. Mark listened, eyes soft and full of grief and love. When she finished, he rested his forehead against hers. "Kelly," he said, voice thick, "I'm not going anywhere, and whatever this is, whatever the doctors say next, we face it together. You don't have to carry this alone." She nodded, tears slipping silently down her cheeks. "I'm sorry," he continued. "I thought I was protecting you, but I see now I was shutting you out." Kelly placed her hand over his heart. "I don't need perfection. I need honesty. I need you." A silence settled between them, warm and real. Mark exhaled slowly. "Then I confess something too," he whispered. "I'm scared." The vulnerability in his voice struck her harder than any diagnosis ever could. "And I'm tired of pretending I'm not," he added. They held each other, hearts beating in uneven but connected rhythm, two souls clinging to the fragile beauty of uncertainty. In the following days, something shifted, not in Mark's symptoms and not in the medical mysteries still unfolding, but in the space between them. They talked openly, they cried sometimes, they laughed more than expected, they walked slowly through the park. They canceled unnecessary plans and spent long evenings on the couch watching old movies. The world outside still saw them as the bright, unstoppable duo of morning television. But inside their quiet home, they had rediscovered something deeper. Love not built on strength, but on shared vulnerability. Kelly no longer carried the fear alone. Mark no longer battled in silence. And together, they learned that courage didn't always look like bravery on camera. Sometimes it looked like two people holding hands in the dark, whispering truths they had been too afraid to say. No matter what lay ahead, they would face it side by side. And for the first time in weeks, Kelly felt the weight on her chest soften just enough to breathe again. Over the next week, life moved in a quieter rhythm for Kelly and Mark, slower, more intentional, almost as if the universe itself had softened its pace to match theirs. The medical tests continued, each one a reminder of the uncertainty they lived in, but the fear didn't feel as suffocating as before. It had space to breathe now, shared between two hearts instead of hidden behind smiles. One evening, as autumn rain drummed softly against the windows, Kelly was curled up on the couch, wrapped in one of Mark's sweaters. The scent of him, warm, familiar, steady, gave her a sense of grounding she desperately needed. Mark returned from the kitchen with 2 mugs of tea, his movements careful but determined. "You know," he said, handing her a mug and easing down beside her, "I've been thinking." "That's never good," she teased weakly. He chuckled. "I'm serious. I realized something today while I was at the doctor's office." She looked at him, searching his expression. "About your health?" "No." He shook his head gently. "About us." A flash of worry crossed her eyes, but he took her hand before the fear could settle. "I've spent so much of my life trying to be the guy who protects everyone," he said, "the strong one, the calm one, the one who says, everything's fine. But it hit me today, maybe what you needed wasn't someone to protect you. Maybe what you needed was someone to let you in." Stay tuned for all the updates about Kelly Ripa. We are the first to publish all the information about Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos, so stay with us to get all the latest updates. And stay tuned to our USA Daily Drop for all updates.